Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Delightful Creations by Amber. Today is part 3 of our video series. We're going to go ahead and choose some papers and assemble them for our junk journal. So what I was playing around with my prototype was taking two 6x6 pages and figuring out how to get them to be basically like our cover right here, the inside of our cover, so it would go the full length of my journal. Because if you take a 6x6 and fold it in half, you get 3x3, right? And that is only going to come to here. And I want some pages that are nicely layered out to the edge, and I didn't want them just to be my white or my coffee dyed paper. So when I was using my prototype pages, I will show you what I came up with. So here's my little example book. This is what we'll be going off of. When you open it up, the very first page here is a 3x3 and it's just folded in half. And as you can see, I have a couple other pages that you can see popped out. Okay, so I have a 3x3 and then I have this lovely flower page here, and all I've done is I've stuck them together with some washi tape. Okay, and that gave me that extra length. And then I added this piece. I just folded it over as a flip out, and you can choose to glue that down for a pocket. You could fold it the other way and have it be white on this side, and you could use a flip out that way or a pocket. Okay, so we have tons of options once we have our pages connected together. So I have another page here that I did out of just a 3x3, and my son colored on it, so thanks for that. This is just all out of my scraps. I'm just playing around, so I had an idea of what I wanted to make. I took the cutoff from this paper over here and I added the pocket here because I thought that was a lovely little addition. You could see it pop over there. Here's another 3x3 page, 6x6 just folded in half. And then this one is a 6x6 that I just folded up into a mini little pocket, and I love this. This is probably one of my favorite pages. It's super easy, and I just love the little pockets, and I like that you can see a big pattern in the background of it. And then on this big one here, I did essentially the same thing. I did two 6x6 squares, and I taped them together, but I folded this one almost all the way to half. And so it gave me a big flap, and then I have like a flip out here, but when you turn this one to go back, you have like, it's basically like a double flip is what I think of it as. And then we just go back through our journal. Now this page here should have been in the middle of here, but it somehow managed to slip out because I didn't glue it down, because I wanted to show you that this is two different pages. You can see one's going one direction and the other one's going the other direction, and it's the same thing. It's a flip out, but instead of using washi tape, except for up here, I just cut this off, I used my paper strip to adhere that down. So if you wanted to add a pop of color to carry over, you do see it. You will see a little bit of that. So when you're choosing how to keep your papers together, you want to keep that in mind of which washi you're going to use, or if you're just going to use some paper strips. Okay, so that was a fun idea I had. And then I went back to my washi tape and I taped two completely different pages together, but I gave them the same flip out bits. So we can have a lot of fun and make a lot of different interesting pages with our main faux bunny paper. So that's my example, my prototype that I'm going to be referring back to as we create pages for our junk journal. So here we are. This is our cover. Alrighty. So I know that my pages need to be trimmed down because the 6" by 6" won't fit in here the way I want it to. So I got to trim all my papers down. And I will do that probably off camera. I just want to select my papers for right now. So I told you I was going to use one of every single piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and rip out every single one. So we're going to have 12 different Bo Bunny papers sitting out. And technically I used one there, so that will be 11. So we're just going to rip all these lovely pages out of our little pad. That way, because they're ripped out, I will use them. And then we might even add a couple of extras if we have favorites. But we'll see. I don't know how thick this journal will end up being. We might only have enough room for my taste to do one of each page. So here we go. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Look at all these beautiful colors. I love it. And we have a super pretty dark blue. Oh my gosh, way more pages than I thought we were going to have. And then we have this floral, and then behind here is the same first one in the beginning. So I'm going to leave this one in here because I know it's the only one that I have left in there of that design. Okay, so there are our pages. They're all ripped out. And then I have my coffee dyed and my white papers back here. So right now I am going to set the big pages off to the side so I have some room here to play. And you can decide if you want to have a double page like this where they are the same, but keep in mind that when you do that, you're using up two of your pages, and then you really won't see both of them together. You're only going to really just see just the one page. Okay, so let's see here. I want to get the solid, so this is how my brain works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the solid pages in a pile. So like the more solid patterns, and then the ones that have more busy patterns or an overall seamless type of pattern. This one is directional. This one you're going to have to be careful which way you fold it. So unless you're like, you don't care, you wouldn't want to make this one a pocket because it's going to be upside down. Okay, that's just me. So this one here is a directional. That's a pattern. This is an all over pattern. This one is directional as well for the words for myself. And then this one here, I don't think it really matters. You know, obviously if I can't tell which way it goes, so that one's non-directional. Then we have, this one's almost a solid, this green one, sorry. And then these damask blue ones here, there's another one underneath. Okay, this is mainly, I like that it says Boulevard here, and then the Carte postal down here, and up here is going the right direction. You could go this way if you wanted to, and have more of the script going the right way when you look at it, but then your stamps are kind of upside down. So I'm going to put mine like this. So I'm going to say this is a directional paper for me. And then this one here, this diamond pattern, you could totally go like this, but then the words in the background are upside down. So again, directional for me. Now this one could go this way or this way. I actually prefer it to go horizontal versus vertical. I don't know. I just like the way that looks better. So I will go ahead. I guess it really doesn't matter. Like if we did it like this. So if we had this one be a pocket page, see that one will be fine. So I'm going to put that with the non-directional pages. Okay, so I've got 3 solids. So I can do whatever I want to with these. And then I've got seamless patterns. Again, do whatever I want to. But these ones, I want to pay attention that they go a certain way. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do which page. Okay, we don't have to decide which order we want to do it in the beginning. So I'm just going to fold right now. I'm going to fold, and then I'm going to decide what I want to do to add my pages together. So I've pulled out some different washies. So I have black and white, and then I have this colorful washi, and then I have my zigzags. I may not use these. I've just pulled them out just to show you. I have a couple of Tim Holtz fabric tape things that I haven't had a chance to play with. And so that'll be kind of fun. And I like that it has the red and a blue in them. So I may use these. I also could pull out some ribbon. I won't use this, but you could totally use ribbon, whatever thickness you want it to be, and glue your papers to that. You could also sew. I'm just trying to do this without sewing because I don't know if Candy has a machine on the go. I would imagine not. And hand sewing is just not something I want to mess around with. I'm not even, no. But I also have some of this like fabric. I don't even know what these are, like fabric rolls. I bought them off Facebook. I have a couple of different ones, and you could use these as well. It just is a little bit thicker, and so it's going to hide more of your page. So I won't be using this or that ribbon, but just giving you some ideas on how you can attach your pages. I do like using like strips like this and attaching it so that you'll see this pattern, especially because it's on our cover, in our pages. And this is the only piece of this that I have. So I know I need to use the other pages. That one other page in there. Somehow we'll figure it out. But you can see that this, you know, would look lovely on here. Oopsies. So there we go. So those are just some ideas for you to attach your pages together. So let's go ahead, and since this is non-directional and I really like the floral look of that, I'm going to just fold this one in half because it's a really busy pattern, and I don't think I want to attach it to another one and have it be just as busy on the other side. You could totally just attach one of these yellow ones, and then it wouldn't be as busy, but I'm just going to fold this one in half. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do, I want to do a pocket page. I definitely want to make sure I get a pocket page in here. So we have to do that out of a non-directional one. And I'm leaning more towards doing that with this red page because it's a really, really bold, busy, tight pattern. So I'm just going to fold this up just like a third of the way, a little bit less than half. Give that a good crease, just like that. And then I'll fold it in half again. Line that up. There we go. And then just so it's not so bulky here in the middle, I am going to cut down on the edge, just like a little V right in the middle on each side of the scrapbook paper, just so it won't be so bulky there in the middle of that. And it makes it just like a nice little booklet. There we go. It won't be as bulky. Okay, so I have 2 pages folded. Look at me. I'm going. Yay! Excited. I'm excited. This is the most fun part for me, is deciding how to use my pages. So I think I want the blue. Okay, I got to think about this. This one has to go, you know, a certain way. I was thinking I wanted the blue with the blue, but then that would take away all of that. But I think it works really well together. And again, you won't really see much of it being together. So I'm going to put these 2 together like that so that I'll remember I want them to be pages that are going to be adhered together with some type of fabric tape or washi tape or whatever. Alrighty, let's go ahead, and so I'm looking through my little flippy bit here. We need another 3x3 in half. I think we'll do this one because it's a busy pattern as well. And I like that it's got words on it and all the florals. So I'm just trying to line this up as best I can. And like I said, I will be trimming these down off camera to fit inside the journal. So they will be either 5.75 or 5.5. I haven't quite decided the length for the width to fit inside and not pop out. Okay, now let's see here. So we have these 2 going together. We have these 2 stand alone. I think I want to go ahead and adhere the yellow with these roses. I think that'll be beautiful together. So we're going to do that one. And let's see here, solid, and I don't really like that with the green, definitely not with that. We'll put these ones together. Okay, so those are my 3 pages that we're going to stick together, and then either these 2 have to go together or they've got to be separate pages. I could stick them with another page. I could use extra pages. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull out the circle page here, and I'm going to put it with this blue one. At least that's what I'm thinking in my head. There we go. I think that'll be a lovely play off of each other, because this I think is too much cream. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to play these 2 together just like that. And then this one here, I like it a lot. I like it a lot, and since it is directional, I don't want to make it into a pocket page, so I'm just going to fold it in half again. Okay, just going to fold that baby right in half. Alrighty, now we can go ahead and get these single pages out of the way, which there's only 4 of them, and 3 that are just folded in half. That's fine. I'm okay with that, because I might change my mind. I can still add to it. And these ones we're going to have a play with. So you can absolutely have your paper going whichever direction you want. I think I want mine going this way. The flourish is on this side. And you could do it this way so that when you have them together, you won't have 2 white pages like this. When you open the journal, you'll have, okay, so when you fold your papers, you have a pattern on one side. Okay, so when you look at it like this, you're going to have white and white. You can totally just flip this around, which maybe we should do that anyways. You're still going to have white on white, but you'll have the inside pattern against that. Okay, so I'll just leave that one just like that. So I'm going to do that with this. I'm going to flip one over and leave one pattern side down. And I think for the sake of this, I'm trying to decide if I should use washi or if we should go with this Tim Holtz stuff. And I guess we'll just look at it. I really like that. I really like that it has the blue, especially with this particular one. It's blues. So I think we're going to go with this. And I've never played with this. I don't know, is this sticky or do I need to, does this just peel off here? Let's find out. I'm thinking that it's like fabric tape where it's like ready to go. And I won't have to use glue. But I probably should have played with it off camera. Yep, it sure is. Oh, it's exactly what I thought it was. Okay. So I'm actually going to tape this down on my desk. And I'm going to grab my mat here so that I can see the distance from my pages, because you want to leave a little bit of space. Sorry guys, I don't have a whole lot of room here with all this stuff out. Okay, I want to leave a little bit of space so I can see that blue line between the 2 of them. I'm going to line them up at the top of the grid, and just a little bit of space, a little bit of gap, because you want them to be able to fold over but not be on top of each other. Okay, so I'm just going to unravel some of this. And I'm going to stick this down to the mat just a little bit above where my papers are, so I know where to cut. Okay, so I'm just making sure that's lined up. There we go. And then I know that I need this much again for the other side, because I need it to stay to both sides. Okay, so I don't want to cut it just yet. I'm just going to bend this back up right about here So now I know I need to cut right in here somewhere. And it's okay if it's not exact. I'm just going to cut it right underneath that blue right there. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And now I'm going to go ahead and take off the sticky bits. The sticky back on here, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. And I'm just going to pull down just this section. I'm not going to undo this entire thing because I don't know if I can reposition it. Like I said, I haven't had to play with this particular tape yet, so I don't know how grippy strict, if it's really, really grippy or not. I'm going to leave a little bit of gap at the top, okay, so that it will hold this down. And I'm doing my best to not move, and I'm able to pull this down. This is a little bit trickier when you have washi tape because you don't have the ability to pull this off, but you can still do it. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Okay, just pull that down. And then we are going to take our piece here. Hopefully it'll come up. There we go. And flip it over. And I did my best to stay in the middle. If you can't do that, or that's difficult for you, then lay your pages on top of your fabric or glue or washi tape like this. Lay one down and then lay the other one down so you can see where the middle is and how far of a gap you have. So you can see there I have like a good 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe even 1/4 of an inch. And you can have your gap be as big or as small as you want. And I'm pulling this down to the center as best as I can get it. So there we go. And then I don't like to waste anything, but there's really nothing I can do with this. So I'm just going to have to fold it over just like that. And now our pages will fold nicely on each other. And we have a little bit of red and blue on here. And I think that adds a little bit of color to this white. Oops, sorry. Adds a little bit of color to the white. And then really pretty fun here on the middle. And we'll have pattern on each side. So I'm just going to go ahead and snip that off of there without cutting the paper if I can. So this little piece here, I'm just going to toss in the trash. Yes, I tossed it in the trash. All right, there we go. So that's one double page done. And since I only have 4 pages, and that's just adhering them together. We'll get to folding them here in just a little bit. But just for this video, I want to make sure that I show you how to adhere them. So let's go ahead, and this one's going to go like this. I'm going to flip it. Well, maybe we should have, I don't want 2 whites together. I think it's more interesting if you have a white with a pattern, and that's just how I prefer to do things. So that's just my preference. This particular tape looks like it's more like ledgery tape, which I think will blend in more with this paper. And it doesn't really have any, it has a little bit of more of a greeny, but it has that hot pink in it. And so I don't really think I want to use that. I'm not liking that hot pink in there. So I'm not going to be using that for this project. I'm definitely going to stick with this Tim Holtz fabric type of tape here. Okay. And maybe we will do, see, I don't really like that. I don't really like that. But you're just going to see just a little bit of it. So you know what I should have done? I should have trimmed my pages before I stuck them together, because now I have to trim it. I was like, I'm going to do that off camera. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I still need to trim my pages. So let me just do that really quickly here. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. There we go. I've trimmed my papers down. So we are ready for action. And I'm just going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to save this for the other paper. I don't like that it's that busy on here. So I'm going to show you what I was talking about. This one now will fit on here, and it looks quite lovely, if I do say so myself. And then you would just take another strip of paper and add it to the other side. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to put this on the bottom, and then I'm just going to glue these down together, and I'm going to leave a little bit of space in the middle. Okay, so super easy. And then I don't have another strip of paper just yet for the top of it, so I need to decide what I want to cut off. So we'll do that just in a second here. Let me just add some fabric glue, Fabrifix down here, and just line that up. Looks good to me. It's just barely on there, and definitely want to make sure you leave a gap in the middle of the page. And I'm purposely not gluing in the middle of my paper because I want it to be able to fold on itself and not get all bunched up. Okay, make sure my paper's going the right direction. And since the other side of this is white, this will have some color on there. So I'm going over a little bit further than I did on this page. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. The distance is not equal. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this in half. There we go. It's not exactly straight, but it's plenty good enough for me. There we go. So this side is straight. I don't know how that side got so crooked, but too late now, right? So that's what we have to start off with. And then we need another strip to go down here in the middle. I could have done it this way if I would have thought about it. That's all right. That's all right. Let's add some yellow. I think we need some yellow on here. So I'm going to take, where's my yellow? Oh, no, where's my yellow page? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, it's over here, I think. It's over here. Okay. Now I just got to make sure that I cut off the right side of it. So here we go. I make sure that this is the side that I have already cut, so I know that's the top. Okay. So this should be 5.75. Yep, that's the side. So I know the paper has to go this direction, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off 2 inches off of this one. Well, actually, I don't really want it to be that big of a flap. I'm going to cut down 1.25 inches. Just 1.25 inches off of here. There we go. Just like that. And then that will go on there. This will be our page still for the other one, but it'll be a little bit shorter, which will add some interest, so that's okay. And again, I'm just going to add some glue. It's easier to add the glue to the paper in this case for me than adding it to the piece of paper that I'm attaching this to. And there we go. Adding that along the side, giving it a nice generous amount. And you could add the paper, add the glue to the paper if you want. I just think it will be easier for me to go like this and just lay it on there. Hopefully straightish, right? We're hoping for straightish, not perfect, straightish. And I think that adds a really pretty, nice color tone. Brings in some more yellow. There's not a whole lot of yellow in this collection, so I think that was a nice choice to go ahead and do that. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead, flip that over. Maybe the yellow should have went on this side. That would have really been cool, but I like it on here, so I'm happy with that. We'll fold this down. There we go. So that is our other double page right there. Now this one, I'm going to do it so the yellow is on this side and my roses are on the left side. Okay, and I'm going to do these ones the same, well, I just like that it's a pattern in white and not just 2 patterns and then 2 whites. That's just me. That's a lot of white to cover up. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. I'm trying to decide which way I like the flowers. I think I'm really trying to pay attention to these red ones. Yep. I think, man, I don't know. The roses, the main roses are upside down if I do it that way. Okay, we're going like that. We're going like that. We're not messing with it anymore. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to go like this. And I think we'll go ahead and add more Tim Holtz washi tape. I think that'll look nice on here. It'll bring some red onto my yellow. So I'm just going to start my tape and I'm going to glue that down or stick it down to the mat so it doesn't move on me. I found that's the easiest way to go about this. And I'm sorry this video is longer than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, I don't want to cut it off and then start a whole nother video. So I'm going to flip that up there and spread these out just a little bit. I'm trying to look where the tape is at, so I get it sort of in the center of the tape. And I want a little bit more on the yellow. Oops, I should have cut it first, huh? Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We can do this. We can totally do this. It'll be fine. Okay. There we go. Just gonna make sure I like the distance. Whoopsies, now I moved it. This is where I get like a nitpicky. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay. There we go. Get out of there, you little bit. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to flip this over just like I did the other one. As you can tell, it's a lot easier to work with this stuff if you cut it off. I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning, but I didn't. Here we go. We'll pull it down and come back the other direction. Get that little stringy piece out of the way and just pull it tight enough, but not too tight that it bends your paper. Okay, there we go. I like that. Right there. Right there was where you're going to be. Okay, lovely. And I'll put this off to the side here. Alrighty. Rip that off. Whoopsies. Kind of missed the trash can with that. And we'll cut this off too, just so it isn't hanging out on the top. There we go. So now we have that. And I kind of think this stuff is like directional. Yeah, I think this is directional tape. Whoops. That's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being wrapped around. You could cut 2 sections and glue them on there, but you really don't see that much of it. So there we go. The final piece that we have to hinge together are the blue with the blue. And like I said, I wanted these to be the same, but I just did one that was the same like this with the color on the white, and then on the inside of here you're gonna have 2 whites. So you have to make sure that we put in a color so that I don't have 2 whites. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one where they're the same. So since these ones are the same and I already folded it that way, these ones will be the same on the inside. So they're going to be hinged together like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take another piece from our collection. And since this is all blue, we definitely want to add those other colors in here. So I'm going to use this floral, and I'm just going to trim off. I'm actually going to cut this one almost in half. So I'll have enough for my 2 strips for each side to be the same, and then I'll have enough left over from this piece to make a pocket. So I'm going to go to my 1.5 or my 1.25. I really think that's a nice distance to cover each page. So we got 1.25 and then 1.25. There we go. And then this will be enough for a nice little pocket. Okay, we'll be able to add that. And it'll be, it might be quite big for a pocket. Actually, you might have to trim it down a little bit more, but we'll see. So here we are, and just gonna glue these down. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you want to play along and enjoy this process as well. We need to trim these down to 5.75. I forgot that part, because otherwise it'll be too long. And yeah, just let me know down in the comments if you are making a journal or something similar out of a 6x6 paper pad, because it's really exciting to be able to try new projects. I almost said products. Projects, and stretch yourself and challenge yourself to get to think outside the box. Like, thinking outside the box is where I find that I am the most creative. And I was like, how am I going to make a 3-inch by 3-inch journal? That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. I don't want all my pages to be 3 inches, but I want to have decorative pages throughout the whole journal, but not have it be just small bits of it. Because I knew that I was going to add a little bit of the cream, coffee dyed, or junk mail or whatever to my journal, but I didn't want it to be just those pages that were the larger pages. So I, of course, did some YouTube research, and these are the solutions that I was able to come up with. So I'm just adding this right here to the middle, and I like that you can see. Hopefully these ones are straight, straighter than that last one. If not, oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, here we go. Nice and glued down. And this one, I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? Just glue it down. Just glue it down. Just glue it down. All right, here we go. We're gluing, we're gluing, we're gluing. There we are. That might be a little excessive on the glue, but yeah. Sometimes it comes out a little bit more than I want it to. This is a new bottle. I just opened it, and I don't think I have enough of a hole poked in there. So there we go. Just like that. Line it up. Try to get it straightish. And there we go. Press it down. Okay. And that's going to add some really pretty color. I really like that. It adds the greens and the yellows and the reds to this really blue page. So that is fun. That is a lot of fun. And then I'm just going to fold this page in half. There we go. Just like that. And this is where you might want a bone folder. I just don't have one handy. I could use my little scrapey deal here. Sometimes when you use things like this to crease your corners, you will leave lines on your paper. So you want to be careful with what you're using. by pressing down like that. Okay, so we have all of our pages, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will go ahead and get all of these lined out, and in the next video we will lay out an order, and we will also add in our white and our cream colored ones. Hope you guys are having fun. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye, everyone.